Hello. How's everybody doing? I figured I would talk about my trip to Cedar Point. Get in on all that. And what a trip it was. Oh my lord. Come back around while I know what to say. You won't forget my name. Not today. Maybe tomorrow. Kinda strange. Feeling sorrow. I could change. You could borrow. Come back around while I know what to say. Not today. Maybe tomorrow. Open up the door. Hey, random, what's up? It has been a long time, Random. I'm glad that you're here. Final Destinations are stupid movies that have no grounds in any kind of realism in the slightest. And the third movie, like, genuinely pisses me off with how much it made people afraid of going on roller coasters. I have been triggered by what you just said. That being said, the roller coaster I have on my screen is the scariest roller coaster I have ever been on in my life. Actually, put some fear into me, which was quite fun. I'm glad you like those movies. I hate them. I think they're very dumb. Like, I have never liked the Final Destination movies. Oh, I'll drag Final Destination all day and night because those movies are dumb as hell and very, very stupid. Not enjoyable in the slightest, in my opinion. Again, respect to anyone that does enjoy them. I'm glad you like them. I hate them. I think they're very bad. This one right here that I am showing on screen, I was scared on that one. Very, very scary. It's the tallest roller coaster in the entire world. Now that they took down King Ka. Hey Savage, 100% I enjoyed myself. Why did it do that? I don't know why the video is sideways, but you can still get the gist. It's scary, yes, but fun? Absolutely. Like, so much fun. I mean, just the skyline right here down below, like driving into the park, there's just roller coasters everywhere, and it is such an exciting feeling. Like when I was driving up, I was literally bouncing. I wanted to come here so bad. So it was very, very enjoyable. That was me on day one. The lines weren't actually that bad. Juneteenth, they were kind of bad, and the rain put a damper on my day. That was yesterday. I was there for like the first half of the day, but almost half of my time was spent like huddled under a cover for one of the queues because it just started pouring rain and kind of put a damper on the final day, but still. I mean, you can't be mad at someone for puking on a roller coaster. Like if they get sick, they get sick. Sometimes stuff happens. Someone got sick on a ride when I was there, actually. I was just about to get on a train, and they were like, we're going to have to shut this train down because someone did get sick, and we're going to need to clean it up. It was on one of those smaller rides, too. I was kind of surprised that out of all the ones I went on was one where someone got sick. My baby, my new #1 roller coaster, Steel Vengeance. I loved this ride. Loved it. Went on it 5 times. It gets crazy long lines, but I got lucky and never had to wait more than like 30 minutes. I was not spared from the sun in the slightest, actually. A lot of these pictures show a lot of clouds, but the clouds would come and then go, and then come and then go. So I got a little bit of sunburn on like the top of my temple here, a little bit on the sides of my neck, and a little bit on the bridge of my nose. Nothing too bad though. And yes, I went alone. Traveled the whole distance on my own. Went to the parks by myself and came back home on my own. And it felt good. It was a really fun trip. I'll go back to my first picture here. Shows the distance I traveled on my flight and everything while I watched Deadpool and Wolverine and Jurassic Park to pass the time. I mean, there weren't exactly that many people in wheelchairs for me to befriend, but I'll keep that in mind for another visit. I did make friends with almost everyone I was in line with or went on rides with. There's probably a couple of them who were just like, who's this random dude, like, talking to me? But I'm an extroverted introvert, so I was happy to make a bunch of friends. It's not like I have every option in the world on a flight random. And I wasn't a hater on that movie. I just thought it was okay. Nothing special. That's what I said it was. And yes, I am all grown up. One of the coolest things about the park, too, was that it was literally on Lake Erie. So this whole section of the park here was just beach for people to go and enjoy. So I went out on the beach for a little while and just chilled out there. That was very fun. Well, at least you got some use out of your cousin, random. Yeah, and I got my merchandise, Maverick and Steel Vengeance, my two new top roller coasters. I had to get a little souvenir shirt for it, even though it was wildly expensive. Like, way more than I'm proud to admit I paid for this shirt, but I had to get something. Jurassic Park is a great movie, and I feel like it's a lot more than just a horror movie. It's has a lot of philosophical questions in it that are like genuinely thought provoking. So much better than the drivel that the Jurassic World movies have become. Exactly, Savage. Had to have something that I took back home with me. I can be like, yeah, it's a little piece of Cedar Point that I got to take with me. Because I was genuinely sad when I left. Like, embarrassingly so. I was, like, not crying or anything, but I was down. I was really in my feels about it that I was leaving that place because it became like a very special place to go for myself. I think I'm gonna make that like a yearly trip now. I mean, you're not missing anything with the ones with Chris Pratt. Those are the Jurassic World movies I was just saying were dribble. And the new one honestly looks like it's not gonna be good either. Yeah, I tried a lot of the food actually. I had an all day dining pass, and some of it was genuinely really good. Like, truly above the normal scale of a theme park, I would say. Like, it was actually very good. Some of it was kind of meh, but it's all good. And I never got a chance to try any funnel cake, which is sad. I'm glad you are random. That sounds nice. Yeah, some of the like the skyline pictures I was able to get of this place were just so good. Like there's no other theme parks out there that have a skyline like that. It's so cool. Yeah, there was one place called the Backbeat Q that had like you could get these platters, and one had mac and cheese, really good mac and cheese, by the way, burnt pork ends, and cornbread, and that was like actually delicious. It rained every day I was there. Shayna, what's up? But yeah, it rained every single day. There were times where it'd be really sunny and humid and I was melting to death. Like I sweat so much while I was there. Um, but then it would get really cloudy all of the sudden and then just start raining and everything would shut down. And after like 30 minutes to an hour of rain, it would go away, get super sunny again, and then get really steamy because everything's all wet while the sun is beating down on it. The weather did not play ball with me, but I made the most of it. I still got on every ride I wanted to, multiple times. Gatekeeper. The fun ride. Not the best, but it was a fun ride. I took this picture like right after a huge rain shower had hit. And I was just waiting for it to open. And I was one of the first to be able to get on it. Well, hopefully the internet issues have resolved themselves. I would mostly agree with you there, Random. Some of the kids were really annoying. But the kids were even more annoying on my flights to and from Vegas. Like, I hate children so much. On my. That sounds awful. But on my flight to Detroit, there was this kid literally right behind me listening to his, or like watching his little iPad kids show at full volume for the entirety of the flight while I'm like trying to get some sleep, so I never was able to. And then on my way back, there was a kid right behind me who was like messing with the tray, and he was like slamming it into my back over and over again. And I was just like, I hate children so much. And I hate the parents that just let their kids do whatever the hell they want. Like, drove me crazy. And I did not cry, Shayna. I laughed hysterically. I'll go back to the picture at the start. Like when I drove up and I saw this for the very first time, I literally started laughing hysterically because I was like, oh my god, I'm actually here. I'm actually here. This is real. This is not my fantasies or daydreams about it. I'm actually here right now. And like I freaked out, but no crying. Surprisingly enough, there was no crying. I have not seen the video you're talking about, Random. Top Thrill 2. That ride was so good. So scary, but so good. I did ride Steel Vengeance 5 times. I have my shirt to prove it. 5 times for Maverick, 5 times for Steel Vengeance. Nah, I just gotta do it random. Just gotta face your fears. It's so much fun. It was a lucky guess, Shayna. Like, legitimately, I'm not even making it up either. Like, 5 times for each of these rides. Wait times weren't too bad. Longest I waited was for Top Thrill 2. I waited an hour for that one, but it was worth it. It's a once in a lifetime experience right there. And for everything else, I waited 30 minutes or less, so nothing like too bad at all, I wouldn't say. There were long lines, but I was strategic, and I basically only jumped on a ride when the line got shorter. Like, I was very lucky on this trip. Yeah, and then you go on the ride and nothing happens, and you just have a good time, random. Oh yeah, they also had like a little petting zoo area, so I went and pet the donkeys and llamas and camels and goats and everything. Yeah, I had to seek shelter under shade many, many times because the sun was just brutal, so brutal, brutal with the humidity, I should say. Look at the little goats. Oh yeah, I mean, fuck them kids. Like, I didn't care. I was like, they're not bringing my trip down. I'm having a great time. But look at the camel. The camels were actually the only ones I didn't pet because I was a little scared. I'm like, you're massive, and I really don't want you to spit in my face. Yeah, I got some pictures in front of like the big rides that I wanted to go on, like Millennium Force, which was very fun. I see why it gets some of the hate it does, but that ride is just fast and smooth. And yeah, Shayna, there's like a little petting zoo area in the Frontier Town section. You just go and either feed the animals or pet them, and like you just kind of hang out with them. It's fun. They're very, very unperturbed by the roller coasters too, which at first I was like, it seems kind of mean to put them so close to the roller coasters. So that must stress them out. But they were chill as fuck. They did not care that there were roller coasters going by. They were just like, whatever. Like, they did not react to them whatsoever. Yep. I'm trying not to think about that though, random. And this was on my third and final day, so this was yesterday. Yeah, they really were, Shanna. Ah, my favorite ride. Favorite ride, Steel Vengeance. So good. Yeah, I get that. I just went on what I wanted to go on, honestly, Shayna. I didn't really have a plan of attack, and it worked out well. Like, I got on everything I wanted to. There was only one ride that I didn't go on because I was told by everyone in the park while I was like making friends in lines and everything. They were all like, "Don't go on corkscrew. That thing hurts." And I was like, "All right, noted." Yeah, this was the longest line that I waited in for the whole time. But that's mostly because it started raining and I got stuck under there for like 3 hours just with this crowd of people. But then I made friends with these nice two people named Jim and Bethany, and they were great. We ended up having a good time. Hey, Mouse Boy. Well, they got rid of Scorpion, Shayna, so you don't have to worry about that anymore. But they have not gotten rid of Corkscrew, and Corkscrew, it just looked like it wasn't going to be nice to me, so I was like, you know what? For my own sanity, I will avoid it. But I did go on plenty of really rough rides anyways. I just wasn't willing to go on one more with Corkscrew, because the other ones were making me, like, woozy and not feel good. So I was just like, yeah, I'm just going to stick with the rides that are smoother and newer that I actually really like. Oh yeah, Mouse Boy. Oh yeah. I was saying earlier, I was like shaking with excitement. I was hysterically laughing when I first saw it driving over the causeway. And I could actually see it from a distance. I was like, "Oh my god." Best to worst? Hold on, let me pull up my list. Because you better believe I already made that list. Now, I don't have pictures of each one that I can bring up for you, so just Google them as I go. Worst ride I went on there, I think, was the Cedar Creek Mine Ride. Like, it was really rough. Didn't really do anything element-wise. Like, it's a very old roller coaster. It's the second oldest in the park. It was just a very meh kind of mine ride. There's, like, no theming or anything, so I was not a fan. Exactly, Mouse Boy. Next up would be... What's on my list here? It'd be the Woodstock Express. It's just a little kiddie coaster. It was a good little kids coaster, but I mean, it doesn't really do anything for me. It was just a little kiddie ride. Next up would be Blue Streak, the oldest ride in the park. It's a fun little layout with decent airtime, but that is rough. Like, really rough. Painfully rough. Made me feel many types of ways. Was not a fan. Next up would be Gemini. Gemini was another one where I'm like, it's kind of a piece of history. The ride's either over 50 years old or just about to be 50 years old. It's a decent little ride, but I didn't get to experience it racing the other train like you're supposed to, which was kind of a bummer. but it was all right. It just had like a bounce to it. So it, again, it was making me like a little queasy just because it was just constantly like, like the whole time you're going on the ride. So it wasn't the best, but it was okay. Next up would be the Wild Mouse ride. Wild Mouse was fun because you spin during the whole thing, so you don't know like which direction you're going to be going through the turns and everything, which was entertaining. But it's just a little Wild Mouse. Like there's nothing spectacular about it or anything. It was just an alright ride. Uh, what do you mean, Mouse Boy? You can't retract the message. I already saw it. Next up would probably be Rougarou. What do you mean, what's the blue one? The blue one is Blue Streak. If you're talking about the wooden roller coaster. If you're talking about the one on screen right now, it's green. It was just really cloudy when I filmed this little part. And that's Raptor that's coming up. But Rougarou used to be a stand-up roller coaster. They converted it to a floorless. It was fun, but it was a little rough for B&M. So it was alright. The layout was interesting and very unique. But I wouldn't say it was super forceful or anything. It was just kind of like, okay, this is a good ride. I gave it a solid 7 out of 10. Here, I can pull up a video of Rougarou, actually. That's Rougarou right here. The orange one. It's a fun ride. I was not upset about it or anything. Oh yeah, that's another part about my trip that I actually really wanted to talk about, Mouseboy. There was a tornado warning on my second day, so they evacuated the park. Or well, they said severe thunderstorm warning, but there was a guy that ran into one of the shops and said, "Hey, there's a tornado warning," and I was like, "Oh, ooh." That's a little scary. I think I'm going to head back to my hotel because there's only 2 hours left until the park closed. So I was just like, I'll just go back before like everyone's trying to rush out of here at once. Which was a smart move because the moment I got back to my hotel, it started raining, like torrentially raining. It was probably the hardest I've ever seen any rain in my life. And then it started blowing sideways, and then all the birds dipped out, and I was like, how accurate was that tornado warning? And then I heard the sirens going, and I was just like, oh. Oh. And out in the distance, it sure looked like a tornado was, like, touching down, like a mile or two away from Sandusky, and that freaked me out. I was just like, let me see if I need to seek shelter in like the basement of this hotel or something, because that's not good. But by the time I got downstairs, the sirens stopped and the storm eased up, and I was just like, whew, that's crazy. So yeah, that was part of the fun for sure. Oh yeah, I don't know what the sirens at the park sound like, unless those are the sirens I was hearing, because they did sound different to like a normal tornado siren. But yeah, I could hear this like really ominous sounding siren playing, and I was just like, oh no. But I mean, that's also been one of my dreams since I was a child, is to see a tornado in person, and I'm pretty sure I actually got to experience that. So I got two childhood dreams taken care of in one trip. Hey, Zakia, it's been a long time. But moving right along with my listings of roller coasters, after Rougarou, I would say it would be Gatekeeper. Gatekeeper is a big blue roller coaster that goes over the main gate. Very fun. It was my first wing coaster, but nothing like super spectacular. It was just fun. It was a good time. Next up, I would probably put Valraven, which is uh, this bad boy here. Has a vertical drop, hangs you over the edge of that drop for like 3 seconds before it drops you down it, and then you go through the rest of the layout. Super, super fun. Oh, I'm sorry, Zakia. Hopefully, recovery is going swiftly. I'm glad you popped in for a little bit. It's been a long time. I miss you. Anytime, Zakia. You can always pop in and say hello if you need a little respite. Sorry, I keep getting distracted from the list here. But next up, I would put Raptor. Raptor is an inverted roller coaster. Let me see if I can find it. This one right here. Super whippy, super forceful. Was really, really fun. I loved it a lot. Any good shows and movies I've seen lately? Not a single thing. I've just been watching Andor because I never finished it, and I've been enjoying that a lot. But nothing else. Next up, I would put Magnum XL 200. It was the world's original hyper coaster. Was very fun. Little painful because it is a little old, a little janky, but it was a good time. I'm gonna watch Sinners on a live stream with you all on this channel at some point when it like is free for streaming. And would I go back? Yes. I think I'm gonna make this a new like yearly ritual for myself to go back to Cedar Point because I fell in love with that place. Which one are you talking about, Mass Boy? Raptor on screen or Magnum XL 200? Well, Zakia, you gotta see if you can somehow work it in for a little bit. Just like one quick trip. Me either, Shayna. That's going to be really fun. I'm trying to plan it so that I can do that either this December or like January. Because I would really, really like to do that. And yeah, Magnum was a lot of fun. I heard horror stories about it, but I didn't think it was too rough. It's just a little janky. Next up, I would put Millennium Force. It's notoriously called Millennium Forceless because it doesn't have like a huge amount of intense moments. Just really the first drop and turnaround, which made me gray out a little bit. But very fun ride. Super smooth, super fast, very high up. You're very exposed on the trains. Like, it was a good time. Oh, I'll give you plenty of heads up, Shanna. Even past Clementine Park, it's been years. Well, yeah, you gotta make some time to go. I know it gets tougher the older we get, but you gotta let yourself, have that childlike fun of going to a theme park again. Yeah, Millennium Force I went on like 4 times. And every single time, tears were like streaming down my face just with how fast you go on that ride. I was like, oh my gosh, this thing is crazy. But yeah, it was a really good time. I really liked Millennium Force. Oh, I skipped one. My bad. Way earlier in the list, I should have put Iron Dragon. A fun little ride. Nothing like super spectacular, but a very fun ride. I was smiling the whole time on that one. And then there's Top Thrill 2, which is this guy right here. Again, scariest roller coaster I've ever been on in my life. It is, again, the tallest roller coaster in the world, the second fastest in the world, and it sure feels like it. That thing was actually terrifying. Ooh, I really want to go to Hershey Park too, Zakia. Let's go together. Did the ad make you want to use their doggy daycare service, or no? Agreed, Mouseboy. There's no shortage of just like every type of roller coaster you can imagine. The only thing they're really missing is a flying coaster, which is kind of weird to me that they don't have one, actually. But they do have a wing coaster, which is, I guess, if you want to get like technical, is sort of like a flying coaster, but not really. Next up on my list would be Maverick. Maverick is my number 2 there, right here on my shirt. I loved it. It was so much fun. It was the first thing I went on when I got to the park. I like walked all the way to the back. It didn't have a huge line or anything, so I was like, let's do it. First ride of Cedar Point. And it was Maverick, and that thing ripped. Like, it was so, so good. It was way too hot. And the weather was rubbish, but it was still really fun. I made the most of it, got on everything I wanted to, so I am not complaining. Yeah, but then there's my number one roller coaster of all time, not even just for this park. I mean, I should say that for Steel Vengeance, Maverick, and Top Thrill 2 are all my top three from now on, till I get on something better. But yeah, Steel Vengeance. Number one roller coaster. Also, right here. That is the best roller coaster I have ever experienced. Hands down, full stop. It is so, so good. I probably did lose a decent amount of water weight. Not as much as I would like, but I'll bet I did. Like, I was literally just pouring sweat for almost the entire time I was there. I mean, Mouseboy, this isn't a wooden coaster. It's a hybrid. The structure is the structure that was for an older wooden coaster. And then they placed steel track all over it to make a new ride. And it's super smooth, super filled with airtime, tall, has inversions. Like, it's just so mind blowingly good. It was, again, I went on it 5 times, along with Maverick 5 times, because they are world class good. I guess I can't really say world class because I haven't been anywhere else in the world, but it's hard to imagine any roller coasters getting better than those two. But I also haven't gone on Velocicoaster in Florida, or Iron Gwazi, or anything at Busch Gardens, or Stardust Racers. So maybe they can beat Steel Vengeance out. Maybe, just maybe. It does loop over onto itself, and it looks like you're going to get your arms ripped off. Obviously, you won't, but yeah, it's a little spooky. But I still kept my hands firmly in the air. I was just like, if this is how I lose my hands, then so be it. I hated that one for demonizing roller coasters because it was stupid. Again, if it was like a realistic scenario where it's like, oh, that actually could happen on a roller coaster, then maybe I would give it more credence. But you can't drop a camcorder onto the track of a roller coaster and then it derails the train. Literally can't happen. It just can't happen. It's impossible. So the movie's stupid. And it drives me crazy because it's not even like, oh, it's very implausible. Like, no, it's impossible. So it's just a stupid movie, if you ask me. And yes, I might change my mind when I come and see you, Shayna. I very well might. You're fine, Zakia. And I will let you know when I'm available for Pennsylvania so that we can go to Kennywood and Hershey Park. Oh, Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure. Longest title for like a roller coaster ever. But I've been told it's very, very good. I doubt it would break my top 10. But I mean, maybe. Theming wise, it's like next level. Roller coaster wise, though, I don't think it is. But I'll have to actually get on it to find out. I know that random. That's why I don't like it. Yeah, the goats and the donkeys and llamas and camels were very cute. I also had horses too. Yeah, I traveled quite the distance to go there though. Thank you, Zakia. What a good trip though. Like, I seriously have no complaints. Well, I do, but the complaints were minor, like things that happen when it comes to travel. There's always a certain level of risk you take when it comes to the weather or children. But it was such a good time. Like, again, so good, I'm probably going to make it a yearly thing where every, like, early summer, I'm probably going to get out there to Cedar Point. I don't use AI, but I think this makes it more authentic because I took this. That was the first image. Like as soon as I stepped out of the car and set foot onto like Cedar Point property, I took that picture right there. I mean, again, the kids at the parks were fine. Like none of them really did anything that was irritating. It was just the kids on the flights that drove me insane. At the park, it was just the heat. The heat was really getting to me. But I stayed strong, kept on moving. And the park is also 360 acres, so it is bigger than most theme parks in the world. And man, you feel that walking around. Like going from one end to the other takes a good half hour. And I was going to the front, to the back, over to this side, over to that side, just constantly. So I really put in my steps. Like my legs are still very sore because this is my first day back. The show for Pennywise actually does it kind of good. Well, exactly, Mouse Boy. That's I can't stand them. like, like they're just loud and irritating and don't know when to shut up. But minor inconveniences for a just unbelievable trip. Like it was so good. I was freaked out though because the rental car company was like, "Okay, here's your car." And then they hand me an Audi A3 and I was like, "Are you serious right now?" They're like, "You got premium, so here's your Audi A3." I was like, I thought premium meant like air conditioning and navigation, which my car didn't have navigation because I didn't pay extra for that, which was annoying. But yeah, they gave me a fucking sports car, and I was just like, whoa. And I was super nervous driving it around because I'm like, oh, I cannot like get a scratch or a ding on this thing. I got to be really careful. Agreed, Mouse Boy. Babies in the cinema, especially why bring them there? Because like, I'm not gonna remember the movie. Oh, this is bigger than Busch Gardens, Jaina. Busch Gardens is known to be a really big park, but like you can look up the acreage. Well, actually, Busch Gardens might have more acreage because it has the safari, but that doesn't really count if you ask me, because you're not walking through the safari. But I'm actually going to look it up right now because I'm very positive that Cedar Point is bigger of actual walkable space. Yeah, Busch Gardens is 335 acres, whereas Cedar Point is 360. It is massive. And yeah, I was driving around in my Audi. True that, random. Yeah, Zakia, me and Shayner are going to Busch Gardens. Uh, Hopefully this December. I'm gonna try and make it happen for December. I don't think I know anyone near Virginia though to go to the other Busch Gardens, which I also really want to go to. That one might just be another trip on my own. I'll see you later, Zakia. Have a great day. You're thinking of Montu, Mouseboy. I didn't even want to see How to Train Your Dragon, because what's the point? I already have the original. Montu is one I really want to get on. That's like the sister cousin to Raptor, which I thought was incredible at Cedar Point. But yeah, I'm actually going to wrap this up here now because I've got some things to do, some people to hang out with. But I just wanted to give an update as to how the trip went, and the answer is it was spectacular. I loved it. Travel is always a little bit stressful, but it was a really, really, really good time. And yes, it has been nice chatting. Thank you very much. And that's what I would feared, random. I'm kind of glad I didn't go see it. Thank you. I hope you all have a wonderful evening, night, afternoon, morning, whatever it may be, wherever you may are. I don't know what I just said. Hopefully you have a wonderful evening, afternoon, morning, wherever it is, wherever you may be. Jesus. You all have a great day.